Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's my pleasure today to bid you a genial welcome to this 3-minute presentation. First of all, I'd like to thank all of you for taking the time to listen to me today. Well, let me introduce myself. My name is Ruben Martins Marquez and I'm a student at the École Hôtelière de Lausanne, currently in Boscawen. Well, in a world of free speech, there are very few off-limits topics. One, however, is the real efficiency of free trade for developing countries. Trade around the world is becoming increasingly barrier-free, but there are still many people who think that free trade is bad for the economy. They believe that free trade hurts domestic production. While that may be true, free trade for developing countries leads to many advantages. So during this short presentation, I'll be covering the following key points. I'll start off by the improvement of life's quality, then I'll move on to the improvement of foreign relations, and finally I'll talk about the improvement of production. By the end of this, I'll conclude the presentation and I'll be happy to answer any questions you may have. Well, let's start with our first advantage of free trade, the improvement of life's quality. So theoretically, free trade can improve the quality of life for a nation's citizens. Nations can import goods that are not readily available within the borders. The thing is, importing goods may be cheaper for a developing country than attempting to produce consumer goods within their borders, because many developing nations do not have the production processes available for converting raw materials into valuable consumer goods. Let's now move on to the second benefit of free trade in developing countries, which is the improvement of foreign relations. Well, better foreign relations is usually an unintended result of free trade. Developing nations are often subject to international threats, and by developing strategic free trade relations with more powerful countries, it can help a developing nation to have additional protection from international threats. Let's now take a look at the last point, which is the improvement of production. So developing countries can also use free trade to improve their production efficiency. Most nations are capable of producing some type of goods or service. However, a lack of knowledge or proper resources can make production inefficient or ineffective. Free trade allows, therefore, developing countries to fill in the gaps regarding their production processes. Individual citizens may visit foreign countries to increase education or experience in specific production or business methods, and these individuals can then bring back crucial information about improving the nation's production processes. So, let's now take a look at the next slide, which shows one of the best examples of developing country evolutions due to free trade agreements this past 10 years. So this pie chart illustrates India's bilateral agreements with countries and blocs. The three major free trade agreements are with the European Union, the ASEAN Group, which is composed by Brunei, Cambodia, Indonesia, Laos, Malaysia, Myanmar, the Philippines, Singapore, Thailand, and Vietnam, and finally, in the third place, South Korea. So the European Union contributes 18.1% of the total of free trade agreements. The ASEAN Group and South Korea are the next best ones, with 13.4% and 11.4% of the total of free trade agreements, respectively. Importantly, the Economy Survey for 2019-2020 has pointed out that free trade has been beneficial for India. Between 1993 and 2018, India's exports of manufactured productions grew at an annual average of 13.4% to partners with which it has trade agreements. So, what conclusion can we draw from this? Well, just by showing the evolution of India's economy, it is certain that free trade in developing countries is a needed boost to ensure a healthy economy. It is sure that life's quality, foreign relations, and production efficiency are part of free trade agreements in developing countries, and as a result, India became one of the world's fastest growing economies, and in 2013, India was the 7th richest country in the world. Well, I hope you will have gained an insight into this captivating topic. Thank you for your attention, and now I'll be happy to answer any questions you may have. So now it's your turn. Thank you.